What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my connected franchise with the Miami Dolphins. This is the moment that we've all waited for all season long, besides the Super Bowl, which we didn't make it to, so we kind of cut that down a little bit. But it is the NFL draft. We finally get to see who we're going to get next year and who's going to transition better from NCAA to Madden. So let's get started.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
Just trying to wait to see who the first overall pick is. I'm thinking it's going to be Donald Hawkins, but I just want to wait and see. Just a minute and 27 seconds. And this is kind of taking longer than I expected, but just to build up the suspense here, I just want to see what happens. There's only 50 seconds left on the clock, so it should be coming right up. I'm really thinking it's going to be Donald Hawkins. It would be crazy if we would be able to get him, but I just don't think we will. I'm not even sure where we're at on the draft board. I know we got to be pretty far back there. Yeah, so we don't come up until the 27th pick, and should be a little interesting. I've got a list of some players that we need. Well, the positions we need. I haven't looked actually into the players that we're going to take yet. I'm just going to try to wing it as we're going, and I'm really taking a lot of the suggestions that you guys have gave me into consideration here. I've got them on the draft board, and just a few players that I'm looking for, and once they're all gone, I'm just going to be winging it from there because we can't really scout.
The Browns are now on the clock.
And Aaron Murray was the first player to go as the #1 pick in the draft. So we can cut him out. Obviously, we're not going to get him. I don't really know why they took him, having Terrell Pryor back there, that mobile quarterback. Obviously, they've had a rough season, but Terrell Pryor, he set the NFL record for the longest quarterback rush. So, hopefully we can see what Aaron Murray can do. I'm going to go ahead and advance.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make our pick. Jeremy Gallen is still left. Also, Brandon Thomas, Jacob Peterson, Chase Vassar, Taylor Martinez. I'm going to try to wait and pick him up in the second round. I'm trying to look. I'm just going to try to go down the list here. I know we need a left tackle, and Brandon Thomas is definitely going in the second round. So let's see. We don't really need a tight end, so I think we'll be okay not taking him. So it's really up between Brandon Thomas and Jeremy Gallen. I'd love to have Jeremy Gallen, but it's hard to say with Brandon Thomas being here and him being the highest pick for the left tackle position. And I think with everything that's going to be going on next season with longer quarters and really taking the passing game into a lot more effect, I'm going to have to go with Jeremy Gallen in the first round.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
We're going to go ahead and skip it again. Hopefully it'll give us a recap at the end. This is my first season in Madden 25, so it's hard to say.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, so Taylor Martinez is still available, and it was a comment below, and it said that Taylor Martinez was a player that we should definitely take. So, I'm going to go with what you guys said, and I'm going to take Taylor Martinez in the second round.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I totally forgot all about us giving up that second round pick earlier in the season, and I kind of screwed us up there, but oh well.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, so we're back in the fourth round. We're going to look at the scouted players, see who's still left. Andre DeBose is a player that, 3rd round pick that I would like to have, but I can't take another wide receiver after going on Jeremy Gallen, so we're going to see if he can fall later down in the draft. I missed my chance to get Trey Burton as well, so let's go ahead and go with left tackle. And oh wait, I'm still in the scouted players, so let's see. Yeah, we lost our chance to get Trey Burton as well. That was a player that I really wanted, but I couldn't spend a high draft pick on him. So, let's see. We're going to switch down to right guard, defensive tackle, and left outside linebacker just to see who we have. If there's any steals left, and I'm seriously doubting there's going to be. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go with Charles Leno from Boise State. He was a 2nd round projected pick, and it is in the 4th round, so I'm going to have to take him. He's probably going to be the highest rated player that we can get in that position.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, so let's look more at right guards, defensive tackles, and left outside linebackers. Also want to see Andre DeBose is still available, but I'm going to have to take him later if I'm going to take him at all. So right guard is probably the next one we need to look at. And back to defensive tackle and left outside linebacker. Just hard to choose here. Let's go back and look here. Okay, I couldn't remember what round we was in. I could probably wait and pick up either one of these players in the next round. I say that now, and I'll probably get screwed on it, but they're both 7th round pickers, so I could probably get them early in the 6th round. So I am gonna go back on what I said and go ahead and take Andre DeBose.
The Broncos are now on the clock.
I had to go with a Florida player. I at least had to get one. So, and he was a big player in my NCAA first season. So, hopefully he'll be great in this season. But we'll just have to wait and see.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Okay, now time to see if I screwed up or not. Okay, so we can still pick up Wade. Kippy, I'm not really sure how you say his name, but he's from Oregon. So hopefully he can be a good player. We got to definitely get a defensive tackle, and we definitely need a left outside linebacker. So, you know I've kind of screwed us up in the draft here, but I'm hoping it'll turn out and be a good season anyways next year. We really need to work on our offensive line, so we'll just have to see what it turns into. But once I make the transition to the Xbox One, none of these picks are going to matter anyways, so this is just kind of something I'm doing for fun here. And let's take a look at the left outside linebackers. See the production grade, and we don't have any other stats here besides the big hitter trait and the high motor trait. So we could probably take either one of these guys and probably wouldn't make any difference. Kitchens is from Florida, but he does have a production grade of 55 compared to Chris Kirksey's 63. So I'm gonna have to go with the rookie from Iowa.
The Patriots are now on the clock.
Okay, and that is the end of the draft. It's time to look at the rookie signings, and hopefully it's going to show us everybody that was drafted and what order they went in, but I don't know if it will. It may just show us it's not even going to show us the rating, is it? Yeah, it's going to show us our overall rating. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so Jeremy Gallen is a 73 overall. Taylor Martinez is a 74, which isn't bad for a rookie quarterback. We can definitely upgrade him up and get him up in the 80s easily. Charles Leno is a 75. Andre DeBose is a 70. And my defensive tackle and left outside linebackers are both 67. So I definitely screwed up there getting the defensive tackle and the left outside linebacker. I probably should have went with someone else, but that was two positions that we definitely needed. So yeah, that's all it is, guys. Let's go ahead and look and see if it'll let us put it to the all, and it is not going to let us. So we'll just kind of look. Donald Hawkins did land in the first round with the 4th overall pick to the Cincinnati Bengals. I want to try to look here and see if it's going to show, if I can find out where Trey Burton and everybody went, and kind of just flip through the teams here. Andre Norwell was the first pick for the Buffalo Bills. The Broncos in the first round took D. Ford, from Auburn, who runs a base 4.3. He did get an 80 overall, and then they scored an 81 overall on the cornerback with Seontae Evans from Nebraska. So they had a tremendous turn up in the draft. I'm going to have to work on my draft scheme. Maybe you guys can give me some pointers. I tried to take some players into consideration, but a lot of them just fell before it was already too late by the time we got there. We did have a bad position in the draft with a late pick, and we missed out on the whole second round. So Jordan Lynch ended up in Cleveland with the Browns. E.J. Gaines with the Buccaneers, their first round pick. Cardinals' first pick, 15 overall, was A.J. McCarron, so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on him and see where he ends up. They also took a quarterback late in the 6th round. I'm not sure why they done that, but oh well. The Chargers, with their first pick, did take Mewhort from Ohio State. The Chiefs grabbed Jacob Peterson, the tight end from Wisconsin, in the first round with a 30th pick overall. The Colts grabbed Ed Stinson from Alabama with the 13th pick in the first round. The Cowboys drafted a quarterback with the 29th pick, Derek Carr. So let's see where he ended up overall. He's an 81 overall, so maybe I didn't do all that great in the draft, but hopefully I can turn it up a little bit in the season. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Connor Shaw from South Carolina, he went 20th overall. He was kind of a player that I had my eyes on, that I was just going to try to take as quarterback if all else failed. But Henderson from Miami ended up with the 8th pick with the Atlanta Falcons. Sutton ended up with the 49ers. And they grabbed a lot of picks. Let's try to see what some of their overalls were. Okay, they don't make me feel as bad because they had some low players too. They did have a 79 in there. Hopkins with the Giants, first round pick. And the Jacksonville Jaguars actually took a quarterback in the first round. It is Caden Coulter from Northwestern, the 7th overall pick. He is an 82 overall. So definitely players we need to keep our eyes on. The Jets, Mason Walters. Wait a minute. Okay, no, they didn't have Trey Burton. I seen the TB there as we was going out. James Gale from Virginia Tech was the first overall pick for the Detroit Lions. The Packers grabbed Kevin Graff. And the Panthers took Jeff Coat from Texas with their first pick. And I'm just not seeing where Trey Burton, there he is. He went in the 31st pick in the 3rd round. he was a senior out of Florida, fullback position, and he ended up with the Patriots. Let's see what his overall was, because he was rated really low, 68 overall. And of course the Patriots would take him just because, you know, I had him scouted for so long. But you know, my plans were to move him at tight end and see how we could make him turn out from there. But Aaron Murray went with the Raiders' first overall pick, and Casey Pachow, tackle, I'm not really sure how you say his name, St. Louis Rams with a third pick. It's crazy that they took a quarterback that early, and they have Sam Bradford. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Sam Bradford, but it's just weird that they took him, in my opinion. Jake Matthews, left tackle from Texas A&M with the 17th pick to the Ravens. Williams from Florida State. Redskins didn't even get a first-round pick, so that was their second pick, but it was their first pick overall, I guess. And the Saints took a halfback. That's no surprise in the first round. And the Seahawks took a Super Bowl champs. They snagged a wide receiver in the first round. So he was 72 overall. They had some higher rated players later on in the draft. The Steelers also grabbed a wide receiver in the first round. They grabbed a 76 overall Josh Huff from Oregon. And the Texans grabbed a quarterback, Taj Boyd from Clemson, with their first pick. So a lot of quarterbacks went in the first round. Titans grabbed Allen from Michigan State, a right outside linebacker, with their first pick. And the Vikings grabbed a quarterback as well, which they desperately needed. Chris Ponder is just not working out for them. Christian Ponder, I mean. He's a 77 overall. He's got a lot of vertical offense schemes. So, you know, hopefully the Vikings will be a player or a team to beat next year. And Justin Gilbert, who was a cornerback that I looked at, he went first overall, or 9th pick overall in the first round to the Bears. So that's a little bit of how the draft ended up. You can slow down the video and see the overall picks, but you know, we'll just have to see how everybody turns out in the preseason. And I hope you guys are ready for it. 14-minute quarters, shorter gameplays. I'll be commentating, so be sure you don't miss it, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.